Eh bien, bonsoir à toutes et bonsoir à tous, ici en Blood. On se retrouve pour la suite de notre aventure sur Vampyr. Alors, on a été... Ah ouais, putain, j'ai eu peur. J'ai cru que tout était effacé. Quoi, on a joué que 35 minutes? Ah non, minuit 35, ok. Ok. Du coup, ouais, on a fait un sérum, je crois. On était à la morgue. Et on y va. Alors on est niveau 8. Avec 35 XP, ok, on n'a rien. Du coup, parler à la médecine... à la mécène de l'hôpital, pardon. Ok. Il y a des petits trucs là. Ah oui, du coup on va juste parler aussi au docteur, où est-ce qu'il est? Là. À lui.
Good evening, Dr. Tibbets.
Dr. Reed, any good news to share?
Alors, des rumeurs, des affaires louches. Oui,
Have you heard of any underhand dealings going on in this hospital?
I have no time for such triviality, my dear colleague. We're here to save lives.
Ok. Celui-là, on l'a fait, je crois. Vous êtes épuisé, oui. Ah, à propos de votre erreur médicale. Voilà.
I want you to tell me about Mr. Connor. How did he die? What happened?
He was my patient. He died because of my mistake. That's the blunt truth.
Ok. Voilà.
Why not stop practicing?
Are you mad? I killed that man, I admit it, and it won't happen again. I have saved so many lives since then.
What was the nature of the mistake?
It was a twofold error. My diagnosis was wrong, and the administered dosage was too strong.
Ok.
Who was this patient?
I don't know. Some sick man from the docks, maybe a fisherman. I had no time to talk with him. No one claimed a body.
Ok. Voilà.
Goodbye,
Au revoir.
Dr. Tibbets.
Goodbye, mon Dr. Tibbets. Alors, c'est lui que je dois aller voir.
The flu took my dear wife, Emily. I take comfort knowing we'll soon be together again.
Mr. Rainfield, that's no way to talk. You're in good hands here, and we'll be up again soon enough. Now do me a kindness and get some sleep. I'll be back round later.
Your words are kind, the blessings of an angel. You're the sweet, sweet Lady of Mercy.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. It's a pleasure to see you again. You seem surprised.
Ah oui, c'était
Dr.
l'autre.
Swansea has brought me up to speed concerning your recent appointment to Pembroke Hospital.
You're a vamp. The lady who saved me that night, before vanishing into thin air. I remember you from the pub with Dr. Swansea.
Indeed. Allow me to introduce myself formally this
Du coup,
time.
elle, c'est aussi une vampire. De toute
My
façon, on le
name
savait.
is Lady Ashbury.
Ashbury.
I remember you well, in spite of the brevity of our encounter.
Ok. J'ai l'impression d'être manipulé.
It seems I'm the butt of a joke, or pigeon of a con. Dr. Swansea might have told me who I was going to meet.
I know you're a man of action, Doctor, but take a moment to contemplate the terrain. In this war, discretion is both weapon and shield.
I hope you're more disposed to answer my questions now.
You must have countless questions, but our rather urgent matter first. Swansea has explained. My cover, if you prefer, has been compromised.
Ah. Ah voilà, là on peut avoir des trucs intéressants. Alors déjà, j'ai des questions à vous poser pour les Vampyr.
But I have questions concerning this condition we share.
As a newborn, your hunger for answers is rivaled only by your thirst for blood. But the questions need wait.
I'm a scientist. My trade is in the deciphering of mysteries, and I need information to feed my mind.
I will gladly answer every question you have, but first, prove yourself capable of resolving my predicament without eating the culprit.
Have any of the patients given you trouble?
These poor souls have so little left to live for. I do my best to ease their pain.
Allez, je crois qu'on va rester en bon terme avec elle.
You make me blush. I am simply a necessary evil.
Qu'un mal nécessaire. On est dans The Witcher.
Dr. Swansea has commissioned me to be your agent in this matter. You could start by explaining what's amiss.
These past insufferable weeks, I've been the victim of extortion. I've made a first payment, but the blackmailer grows greedy. I must refuse his most recent demands.
Ok, putain, mais comme dit, c'est vraiment un jeu où ça a beaucoup parlé. Pourrait-il s'agir d'un autre vampire?
Who would be so foolish
Du coup,
as
j'ai
to
pas beaucoup
threaten
parlé.
you? A kindred spirit.
Even if it were the case, and I highly doubt it, a vampire would have asked for something more valuable than money. My suspicions lean toward a patient or their family.
What are your expectations? Please be precise.
As the newly appointed surgeon of this hospital, you are in an excellent position to ask innocent questions and deftly learn the identity of my blackmailer.
Ok.
If we're dealing with an ordinary criminal, surely you've the means to deal with it yourself, if I may.
As immortal tradition doth dictate, all fangs and hypnotic eyes ablaze, the blood would run like a river. That's what I hope to avoid.
Ok. On va éviter la violence.
Has a tendency to spiral out of control.
Bon allez.
Please continue. Every detail is essential. I'm your man.
My embarrassment in this matter is eclipsed only by my shame at having put the hospital at risk. The threat from our anonymous scoundrel is clear. A list of dates. My visits coinciding with the dates of suspicious patient
Putain, ça m'endort là.
due to massive blood loss.
Ok. Est-ce vrai?
Is it true?
Now aren't you the blunt one?
Ok, j'ai juste besoin de plus d'informations. Je connais également la soif de sang. C'est la simple logique. Alors juste besoin.
Excuse my impertinence, your ladyship. This is not an interrogation. I assure you that this line of questioning is in your best interest.
In all honesty, I'm not simply a patron to the hospital. My visits serve a dual purpose. Dr. Swansea has been treating my condition with a revolutionary technique of blood transfusion. It seems you are a specialist in the domain.
I'll take care of it. Do you know where I should start?
If that was the case, I'd settle the matter myself. You could talk to our local gossip, Harriet Jones. Not a pin
Harriet
drop here
Jones.
without her hearing about it.
I'll meet that woman now.
My life, as others know, is in your hands,
Dr. Reed.
Reed. I'm sure of your discretion, but I do fear your powers of persuasion will be put to the test. When this is resolved, I'll be your obligé. I'll answer all questions in regards of your condition.
Ok, parler à Harriet dans l'hôpital.
The patients are not
Ah, c'est ouvert maintenant.
Simpletons, these nurses. Bred with no respect.
Merde, je voulais prendre le
evening,
truc.
Mr.
Ah.
Evening, Dr. Reed.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
Je vais prendre ça. Ok, là, ça c'est en fond vert. On va peut-être parler juste à lui.
Hello again, Dr. Reed.
Alors, est-ce qu'il y a des nouveaux trucs? Il n'y a rien de nouveau. Il n'y a rien de nouveau.
Goodbye, Mr. Hampton. We'll talk again later.
Liars and thieves, every last one of them.
Bon, voyons voir, c'est qui celle-là? C'est qui cette toile-là?
What? What? What is this? Who are you? Get out of my room.
There's no need for
C'est vrai qu'on
alarm,
peut...
madam. I'm Dr. Reed, the
On
new
peut bouger la
surgeon.
caméra pendant que ça parle. Hein.
Preposterous. Dr. Reed, you say? I don't want some bumbling intern. Where's Dr. Swansea?
J'ai des questions.
Dr. Swansea is quite busy, and I need you to help me get acclimated. I have many questions.
How brave. Threatening an old defenseless woman.
Ok, on
You know
va
how
la
long I've
bouillir.
been a patient here.
Elle commence à me saouler.
You've picked the wrong fight. I'm Harriet Jones.
Harriet Jones? Indeed. I've been meaning to have a chat with you. You know what goes on here better than any other patient, I gather.
Oh, better than any patient, nurse or doctor. I've seen so many vile undertakings.
I heard there have been some despicable goings-on. Was there a case of blackmail?
Blackmail? Wait. You're investigating something. This isn't a social call. One of those incompetent cunts slit a poor sod's vein.
Oula. Êtes-vous le maître chanteur? Vous aimez le commérage?
If I didn't know better, Miss Jones, I'd be inclined to say you enjoy this type of idle gossip.
God's honest truth, Doctor. It's just the way it is here. Most of these bitches would let you freeze to death before getting you a blanket.
Êtes-vous le
You
maître
seem to know
chanteur?
more about the goings-on here than anyone else. Beware, Miss Jones, in case suspicion should fall on you.
That's it. Blame the old and infirm. I see those little bitches' greedy little eyes. Just waiting for me to pop off they are.
I assure you, madam, this is not an investigation into a possible medical error.
Debauchery, then? Nurses Crane, Hawkins, Brannigans, whores, all of them. They can't keep their legs shut. I've seen them scratching slutty sores.
Really? Well, if you have
Ça, elle est marrante.
irrefutable proof, I'll not have the staff behaving in such a manner here.
This is your business, Doctor, not mine. But I swear one of the nurses is cavorting with some man on hospital hours.
Thank you for your time, Miss Jones. You've given me something to go on. See you on the next round.
Ok. Trouver l'infirmière Pippa Hawking, infirmière Dorothy Crane, infirmière Gwent Brannigan.
The patients and staff might know something. I'll start my investigation with them.
On va aller par là. Bah, pourquoi ça m'a mis...
Another night of the glorious battalion of Pembroke.
Je peux pas trouver elle? Comment elle s'appelle déjà? Bah si, Brannigan, elle est là.
Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening, Doctor.
Alors... Est-ce qu'il y a des nouveaux trucs? Il n'y a rien. Question personnelle. Ah! L'erreur médicale de Tippett.
Tell me what Dr. Tippett did. I know his mistake caused a patient's death.
If I had not covered up his error, Dr. Tippett would have been fired from this hospital. I could not let that happen.
You can't allow your emotions to dictate your conduct concerning patients, Nurse Brannigan.
Look around you, Dr. Reed. Do you really think we can afford to lose a brilliant practitioner like Dr. Tippett's in our situation?
Vous avez pris un grand risque. Cette décision n'était pas de votre ressort. Vous avez pris un grand
Perhaps
risque.
you did it with the best intentions, Nurse Brannigan, but you took a great risk. Must I remind you that a man died?
You mean you've never made a mistake? Never covered your tracks? Come on, Doctor. I wasn't born yesterday.
Ok. Bon, ça c'est fait. Ah, je ne reviendrai pas l'erreur du docteur Tippett. Ah. Pourquoi il met ça? On va répondre ça.
I've decided that I won't reveal Dr. Tippett's, shall we say, misdemeanor.
I'm so glad you share my point of view.
Ah, ok, on va pas le
Dr.
répéter.
Tippett is a brilliant practitioner. We most
On n'est
definitely
pas une
need
balance.
his know-how.
I hope you're right. This is a huge risk we're taking.
Dr. Tippett must regain his confidence. Please, keep this decision between you and me. He doesn't need to know you found out.
Ok. Ah, on a en plus, on gagne de la thune, c'est parfait.
Do you know if any of the hospital staff have criminal backgrounds?
The people who work here all come from very different backgrounds, Doctor. Just like the patients.
Have you seen a strange man visiting any of the nurses here?
I've never heard of such a thing, Doctor.
Ok. Bah c'est bon. Attends.
Have you seen a strange man visiting any of the nurses here?
I've never heard of such a thing,
Pas d'une
Doctor.
telle chose, docteur. Ok, bah c'est
Goodbye,
rien.
nurse.
Pippa Hawking. Bah voilà.
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
What can you tell me about the strange man visiting one of the nurses during her shift?
Let me guess. You spoke with that old shrew, Harriet Jones. Do not pay attention to her, Doctor. She's full of fanciful tales.
She could have been telling the truth about the mysterious man.
That old witch will end up in hell soon enough. Who cares if a nurse finds some happiness where she can?
No matter how you feel about her, Miss Jones deserves our help.
Who says I don't care for her? Hate is what keeps that old crone alive.
Ok, bon.
What
Bah,
can
du
you
coup,
Let me get...
Goodbye, Nurse.
elle veut rien nous dire. On va un peu parler avec lui.
Good evening.
Evening.
Have you heard...
If you want to know what's going on here,
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
hello again, Dr.
Ah
Reed.
merde, j'ai déjà parlé à lui.
Goodbye.
I need my medication.
Good evening, Miss Howcroft. How are
I
you?
need blood, Doctor. Warm, rich.
Ok, y a rien d'intéressant.
Have you heard of any blackmailing going on within these walls?
I have no time for mortal games. My secrets are beyond their comprehension, Dr. Reed.
Dr. Reed. Ok,
I'll
c'est
leave
rien.
you. Good evening, Doctor.
And good evening to you, Dr. Reed. Can I be a...
Alors. Ah, à propos de l'invention du docteur.
What do you think of Dr. Ackroyd's aversion to modern medical methods?
It's a shame he's so narrow-minded. Dr. Swansea taught me that science is about exploring uncharted territory. I'm convinced that's true.
With the influenza and all that's going on, you should put your differences aside, don't you think? Why is it so difficult to work together?
I believe that if Dr. Ackroyd had been the one to discover the transfusion process, he would be the first to recommend its use.
So you believe it's just a question of jealousy and pride?
Dr. Ackroyd is as proud as he is blinded by his obsolete concept of medical science.
Ok.
What can you tell me about...
Well, it is all...
Ok, y a rien.
Please, could you tell...
I'm a
Et y a rien. Ok.
Goodbye.
Merde,
Dr.
y avait des trucs en plus. On va les reparler.
Good evening.
And good evening.
Voilà, rumeur de chantage, question personnelle, y a rien du coup, chantage.
Have you heard any talk of blackmail going on in the hospital?
If you're running some official inquiry, you had better question the patients. They know more than the staff, especially old Miss Jones.
Jones.
Goodbye, Doctor.
I'm quite busy right now.
Have you heard about any blackmail going on in this hospital?
Blackmail? Nonsense.
Ok.
Thank you.
Still more coming. How can we be sure we're making a difference? I will not let you down.
Bah voilà, je comprends pas parce que là il y a des points d'intérêt, mais je sais pas comment faire. Mais je dois aller là-dessus. Donner quelque chose contre la douleur. Mais comment je fais pour enquêter? C'est ça que je comprends pas. Bon bref.
Good evening, Mr. Goswick. How are you?
I'm okay.
How painful is your throat, Mr. Goswick?
So painful I'd rather not talk at all, Doctor.
Mais je vais pas donner un truc à lui.
Do you need any help?
Thank you, Dr. Reed, but you've done enough already. The rest is up to me now.
RT.
Do you need any help?
Eh oui, je vais... Ok.
Have you heard rumors?
No.
I have to go now.
Peut-être qu'il faut que j'aille dehors.
This hospital. Good evening, Doctor. How is my...
Have you heard rumors?
Dr. Reed, are you trying to take advantage of me?
Of course not, Mrs. Goswick. I'm just...
Well, go be curious somewhere else, please.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
Ok, bon, elle veut pas.
My boy.
Alors attends, on va une fois sortir, si on peut. Est-ce qu'on peut fermer la porte? On peut pas fermer la porte. Ça c'est qui lui? Ah non. Ah mais c'est par là où on peut les écouter. Voilà, on va prendre des trucs là.
How can I be sure I'll not find your unconscious body in the house again?
I promise you, you'll not find my unconscious body.
For God's sake, how can you say such a thing?
How can you refuse to listen? I tried to warn you for so long.
No, I won't let my only son die. You promised me you'll stay alive.
Your son lied to you, like the whole world lies to us.
Oula. Il s'est passé un truc là. C'est pas son fils en fait?
Good evening.
Good evening, Doctor.
Why do you have such a mediocre reputation among your colleagues, Milton?
Fuck them. Nobody knows the horrors I've seen since working here. This city was sick long before the epidemic, Dr. Reed.
I know it's a difficult task, but correct me if I'm wrong. Is this not the job you are paid to do?
I've seen babies left to die while their brothers were properly fed. Underage girls and boys sold to all manner of perverts.
I'm sorry, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, exactly. We lack words. So excuse me if I don't look on the bright side of life.
Ok.
Have you heard of any underhand dealings going on in this hospital?
There are a lot of secrets round here. I'm not surprised someone tried to make money from them.
What kind of secrets?
I'm not in the gossip business, Dr. Reed. If you want to know more, you better talk to Harriet Jones. She's the oldest patient here.
On lui a déjà parlé.
I'd like to...
Wise choice.
Il a dit tu me vends quoi là? Un fusil. Ça peut être pas mal. Ah mais je sais pas ce qui est utile ou ce qui ne l'est pas. Camelot, je pense que tout ça je peux vendre. Bon bref, allez. Bon, elle est où l'autre infirmière là, putain? Cherche pas la trouver.
I need my medication.
I wonder what your last thoughts would be, sir.
Ah mais elle est dehors. Ok. Ah mais là mais je suis sur un autre truc là. Sorry. On va voir ce qui se passe là. Appuyez sur elle pour aiguiser vos sens. Si un citoyen se comporte de manière étrange, son cœur mettra une lueur caractéristique. Si vous examinez le citoyen, vous aurez une interaction spéciale. Dorothy Crane. Ah, c'est pour espionner.
You're sure you don't come back with me?
Nah, I have to see someone at the hospital.
Be careful. You look so bad they may keep you as a patient.
Fuck 'em. I don't like hospitals or doctors.
Well then, when you go back to Whitechapel, you may find this useful.
What is it?
A pass for a free medical exam by the best nurse available. Just read it.
I don't read well, but thank you, I guess.
Ah, ça se fight ou quoi? Attends, mais elle est passée où l'autre? Ok, il y aura de la baston. Merde. Comment on fait déjà? Ah ok, c'est X. X pour attaquer. Voilà, qu'est-ce qui se passe?
This man has been savagely attacked and dragged to the floor.
Ok, l'escale. C'est quoi, c'est un raccourci? Ok, on va y aller doucement. Merde! Mais qu'est-ce qu'il fait? Ah, bâton barbelé. Ça peut être pas mal ça. Voyons voir, bâton barbelé. 110, ah bah oui, largement mieux. Putain mais c'est moi où on voit rien là. Ah, c'est une arme à deux mains. Ah ouais, mais c'est pas mal, ça fait les deux. Ah, on peut faire des parades. Bah voilà. Ok, parfait. On peut faire des parades, ok. Ok, bon, il faut aller par là apparemment, mais il y a un gars qui gueule là. Ah, citoyen en danger, prudence, un citoyen en danger pourrait ne pas survivre à la nuit. Allez lui porter secours. Il est où? Ah, c'est pas mal là, les enfants. Voilà, nickel. Bon, bah, c'est bon. Tu es libre, mon gars.
Are you injured, sir?
Help me get out of here. I need to get out.
I'm Dr. Reed, and I'd be glad to help you, but you must calm down first. Please, take a deep breath and tell me your name.
Okay. Okay, I'm Oswald Thatcher. Please, I need to get out.
All right, Mr. Thatcher, you're safe now. Do you think you can reach the street by yourself?
Yes, I do.
Good. Now leave this place and enjoy the cool night air. It's quite invigorating. I'm sure you'll feel better if you do.
Voilà, au revoir. Alors vous avez sauvé un citoyen, il sera de retour dans son quartier à partir de l'année prochaine. Ok, bah parfait. Ouais, tu veux pas bouger là? Merde. C'est pas par là qu'il faut aller, je crois. Hein. Oula. Oh. Bête des égouts. Oh putain, loup-garou.
What sort of creature is this?
Mais comment je fais? Allez, là il est stun. Oh là là. Mais putain. Putain mais... Oula oula oula. Oh. Mais putain. Oh, c'est pas possible. Mais non, je vais les mordre. Je vais mourir. Ah, j'ai plus de mana. Là, je vais mourir. Ouais. Allez, c'était chaud. C'était chaud. Putain, il me donne rien ce connard en plus. Y a pas des rats?
Here's what's left of him. Not a lot to check, but I should anyway.
Ce que je peux. Vous êtes mal. Alors bon, de Nurse Crane. Si vous êtes malade, que vous n'avez pas d'argent, qui que vous soyez, d'où que vous veniez, Dorothy est là pour vous aider. Sans entourloupe, sans frais, sans question, trouvez la maison de Darius Petrescu et présentez ce bon. Ok, c'est écrit, je sais pas quoi en polonais, peut-être.
Some voucher for a free check-up in Whitechapel. What is Nurse Crane up to?
Warm.
I really must find her.
Ah, il y a des rats là. Allez, prends-le lui. Voilà. Se heal un peu. On va se heal encore. On peut encore faire une fois, je pense. Oui. C'est bon, on est full. Nickel. Se rendre à Whitechapel. Merde, là c'est lui. Alors on va pas le tuer, on va essayer de faire le moins de morts possible. Voilà. Qu'est-ce qui se passe là? Oh putain. Ok. Mais putain mais... Mais c'est une blague. Et je vais juste parler là à la mère et son fils.
Good evening, Mr. Goswick. How are you?
I'm okay.
Alors, question personnelle. Vous avez essayé de vous suicider.
Admit it, Mortimer. Your mother had you hospitalized here because you tried to kill yourself.
Yes, it's true.
All right then. This is the first time we've really shared information about your case. Shall we call this progress?
Call it what you want, Dr. Reed.
Alors, vous pouvez me faire confiance.
You can trust me. I won't report you to the authorities. My one and only concern is your health.
I guess I should thank you then.
Ok, puis-je vous aider?
Can I help you in any way, Mr. Goswick?
I wrote a letter for my mother. She was supposed to read it after my death. But I suppose she doesn't have to read it now.
I see. And is this letter still near the place where you tried to take your own life?
Yes. And I don't want anyone reading my last words. I mean, I'm still here. If you bring me back that letter, then perhaps we'll talk.
Parfait ça. Ok, bah nickel.
I have to go now, sir.
Good evening, sir. Doctor.
Good evening, Doctor. How is my son doing?
Your son wished to die, Beatrice. Why did you hide such crucial information?
Are you not aware suicide is a crime? Mortimer could be thrown in jail. I can't let that happen. I won't.
I understand you fear the legal consequences, Mrs. Goswick. But don't you realize your silence significantly affects your son's case?
All my son needs is help and comprehension. Not judgment and punishment for what he may or may not have done.
Ok.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
Ok, bon, on peut se barrer. Alors, se rendre à Whitechapel.
We may lack the resources, but we have some of the most brilliant minds in London at Pembroke.
État de quartier grave. Ah. Oula. Oula, niveau 18. Bon, ça a l'air chaud là. On va quand même tester. Coucou. Mais... Ah, j'ai plus de... Ok, bon. Ça va, on peut se le faire. Putain, il me faut vraiment la stamina. Hein. Oh putain. Voilà. Ouh. Putain, ok, on peut être un niveau 18. Hein. C'est pas du tout comme les autres jeux de RPG, quoi. Si on a un ennemi à 5 niveaux de plus que nous, il nous démonte. Là, on peut quand même le démonter 10 niveaux de plus que nous. Alors, message de Wet Boot Boy. Au sujet du recrutement du nouveau Boys à Whitechapel, je pense avoir trouvé un candidat, Albi. Il est bête comme ses pieds, mais c'est un grand gaillard. Je lui ai demandé de me prouver qu'il pouvait me fournir des médicaments pour le marché noir, et il me les a livrés. Vite fait, bien fait. La prochaine fois que je le vois, je lui annonce qu'il est accepté comme membre de Wet Boot Boy et qu'il doit aller voir le chef pour recevoir ses nouveaux ordres. Ok. Bon, ça m'a donné 70 d'XP, c'est pas grand chose. Voilà. Niveau 12, putain, ils sont au niveau là. Ah putain, mais il est adossé au mur, ce con. Putain, mais... J'ai l'impression qu'il est encore plus... Allez, allez. Voilà, au moins un de moins. Putain, mais ils sont tous niveau 12. Mais heal-toi! Oh là là! Quelle merde! Oh là là, c'est quoi ce temps de chargement? Ah. Je sais pas du tout où est-ce que ça va charger. Whitechapel, ok. Ok. Lui, je l'ai déjà buté. Ok, ça marche. Alors, attends. Putain, mais ils sont combien là? Mais putain! Oh putain! Et moi un. Ah ouais, mais ça fait des dégâts ça. Mais attaque. Ok. Alors il voulait rentrer là mais je sais pas pourquoi. Est-ce que nous on peut rentrer? Non, on peut pas rentrer. Ah là il y a une lettre. Alors tube de plomb. Squale sauvage. Il est où ce con? Ah, il est là. Mais quoi? Et on va se remettre à fond. Voilà. Oula, 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 oula.
Aye, but the guards recruit more and more every year. When did you join the guard? 2 days ago. This is my first patrol.
Mais on peut pas l'attaquer. Voilà. Bien. C'est bon. Ah merde, là il y en a un. Ah merde. Oh l'enculé. Mais putain. Oh il m'a saoulé. Mais putain mais il est résistant lui. Putain mais l'enfoiré. Oh. Mais putain. Attends, enfoiré de merde. Il me saoule là. Oh putain, j'ai pas de mana. Enfin, pas de stamina. Mais allez. Oh bah dis donc. Alors c'est où? C'est là.
Whitechapel.
Voilà.
This neighborhood is linked somehow to the kind Lady Ashbury's blackmail. First, let's find this Petrescu fellow.
Petrescu. Chantage. Et comment je fais pour changer la quête? Parce que moi j'aurais bien aimé faire la quête de l'autre là. C'est quoi ça? Albert Palmer. Et comment je... Placer un repère. Zoom des zooms. Retour. Non, il n'y a pas. Refuge. Ouais, bon, bah, je sais pas. Bon, qu'est-ce qui se passe là? Oh là! Je peux pas monter là? Je peux pas courir. Ah si, je peux monter. Ah, on peut lui parler.
What? Shooting a boy in the middle of the street. Not the best thing to do, wouldn't you say?
What? You saw what happened? Who are you?
I'm Dr. Reed, and I'd like to ask you a few questions, if you promise me to set your gun aside.
No. Look, I'm not a violent man. I'm Benjamin Palmer, doctor. No one can help me. Not even you.
Oula, qu'est-ce qui se passe? RB.
You don't seem well, Benjamin. Do you need any help?
I always feel ill, sir. It's like I'm never right.
I will see you later.
Ok. Alors, question personnelle, je cherche...
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? Have you heard anything?
It's funny, I've been searching for her too. I need some pills. But there
woman is a phantom, if you ask me.
Really? And why is that?
Word is she ain't real. She's a cover for some doctor who runs an illegal dispensary for migrants.
What can you tell me about this place?
Nothing to say, really. This is where I used to live, and this is where I live now.
Okay.
You don't have anywhere to go? No family that would welcome you?
Not since the death of my wife, Albert's mother. She was sick, you see. Long before the flu and all this shit.
You mean you used to have a better life?
Yeah, I had a wife, a home, and a job. I even used to have a name. Now I'm just Ben. Ben the Tramp.
Perhaps you could focus for a moment and tell me your troubles.
I'm sick, broke, and my son just stole my pills. Everything's coming up roses.
Whatever the boy did, I'm sure he didn't deserve a public execution.
I swear I didn't want to hit him. It's just that I'm sick in the head, you see, and the boy just frayed me last nerve.
Okay.
I have found a very interesting letter. Your son planned to prove his worth to the gang by stealing your medicine.
Oh, I see. So the little bugger thought he could use his dad to build a reputation.
The gang's recruiter was dead when I found him. Perhaps you should take better care of your son.
I love my Albert, sir. Believe me. It's just... well, I'm an arsehole, I suppose. Anyway, thanks for the letter. This is for your trouble.
Cordial Swambo. Je sais pas ce que c'est. Ouais. Bon bah
A gun, alcohol, and a bad temper make a terrible cocktail, sir. Goodbye for now.
Ok.
Be proud of me.
Ah, il y a des rats. Parfait.
You've wasted your life away.
Good evening, miss.
Good evening, sir. Are you interested in a miraculous cure for this unknown and deadly epidemic?
Actually, I am.
Then you have come to the right place. The famous Swanborough cordial is all you need to help keep you in perfect health.
Oh, really? Why didn't I hear about it during my studies? I'm Jonathan Reed, by the way. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Ah, my brother has spoken of your research, sir. I'm Loretta Swanborough, and it's always a pleasure to meet a fellow healer.
Ok. Elle peut me donner 1500 d'XP, elle. Hein. Et l'autre, il me donne combien? Ah ouais, mais il me faut un traitement pour la migraine. 300... 1500, c'est beaucoup quand même.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
I don't like to talk about competition.
Competition, you say?
Never met her, but it seems she provides some sort of medical care to the poor. The whole thing has to be some sort of scam, if you ask me.
Ok.
Tell me, who intrigues you most in Whitechapel?
The region itself is something to see, but I would say Camellia the mute florist who gives away her flowers.
What do you think of the locals?
Most of them are afraid or desperate. They all come to me eventually for my remedy.
Is there anyone I should avoid?
Cadogan Bates, without a doubt. The bloody bastard remorselessly exploits poor migrants as soon as they get here.
Ok. Faisons affaire, tu me vends quoi?
What kind of medicine you're selling.
Ok, elle me vend des trucs. Cordial. Ok. Ouais, bon, ok.
Its effectiveness has been proven by many. Even the flu is no match for the Swanborough.
Ah, c'est là.
What do you want? Leave me alone.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I'm looking for Nurse Dorothy Crane.
There is no Dorothy Crane here. Now goodbye.
I'm afraid this medical leaflet says the opposite, sir.
Really? Well, I'm afraid I'm going to close this door right now. Go bother someone else, Mr. Doctor.
To enter that house, I must discover who this man really
Qui est cet homme?
Maybe I could start by observing what he's up to.
Oula. J'ai eu un petit lag. Alors, observer. Oh là, qu'est-ce qui se passe? Pourquoi ça ramouille?
It's locked, all right.
Ok, c'est fermé.
Nobody at home.
Ah putain, mais comment je fais pour passer? Ah, je crois que je l'ai perdu, putain. Ouais, ok, mais comment je fais? Je peux ouvrir la grille. Ah, je suis con, j'aurais dû continuer par là en fait. Ah, je m'éloigne, je m'éloigne. Mais comment je peux faire là? Je peux pas aller sur le toit là-haut? Je peux pas me TP là. Ouais, il y a que deux entrées par là et par là, mais les deux ne marchent pas. Et je peux pas me balader sur le toit.
No one's there.
Est-ce qu'il est là, putain? Ouais, là je passe sur une autre direction. Je sais pas comment faire.
Goody.
Goodbye, Miss Swanborough.
Ah merde. Putain.
I cannot enter.
Ah, peut-être rentrer dans ce bâtiment là. Bon, attends. Oula, un méchant.
Turn around, sir.
Non. Enfoiré. Mais putain. Ah merde. Est-ce que je peux aller par là? Non, on peut pas, putain. On peut toujours pas aller par là, on peut pas aller là. Bah là, je vois vraiment pas... Bah, qu'est-ce qu'il faut que je fasse, quoi? Alors, possible qu'il y ait un bug. C'est possible qu'il y ait un bug. Et là... Ouais, non, non, non. Là, ça mène carrément autre part. Enquêter, oui. Ah, attendez. Ah non, c'est... Ok. Mais putain, mais... On va peut-être parler à l'autre. Peut-être qu'il y a une clé ou je sais pas. Ah bah elle est là.
It's locked, all right.
Putain, mais qu'est-ce qu'il faut que je fasse là? Je ne comprends pas. On va parler une fois à l'autre là. Il est où? Il est là.
When science
Albert Palmer.
Good evening, Benjamin.
I'm afraid.
A gun?
Me? I'll not die in some pit.
Ah, mais ok.
Are you all right?
The bastard hit the wall next to me. I don't even know if he meant to miss.
If you've been hurt, I can help you. I'm a doctor.
Name's Albert. Remember it. Now bugger off.
Quoi?
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? If you know anything about her, I'd appreciate it.
Never heard of her. She's pretty, I'll keep an eye out.
What happened? Did you really steal that man's medication?
Hey, I didn't do anything, it ain't me.
Medication and drugs are a rare commodity in East London. So you picked an easy target, didn't you?
Sod off, mister. You ain't got no clue what's going on here. Bastard was a soldier in the war, so now he's got the right to shoot me.
It's true. I'm not familiar with this part of town. Perhaps you could help me.
I said sod off. Go find yourself another guide.
Goodbye, young man.
The wet boots will be proud of me.
Sick and suffering.
Good evening, Benjamin.
I'm afraid not, Mr.
What is it, Benjamin? It was the war, wasn't it? Your nerves are shot, aren't they? I need some answers, Private. From one soldier to another.
The doctors called me a liar. A coward. Put me in a straitjacket, locked me up.
Finally, they sent me back to the front lines with a handful of tablets.
It's a pity that doctors still practice such barbaric methods. It's a dishonor to our profession.
Now only the pills stop me thinking about this shit. To not hear the explosions. I'm even scared of the dark these days.
Ok.
A gun up.
Aïe aïe aïe. Comment je peux faire? Je comprends pas. Putain de merde. Je sais pas où aller. Hein. Je ne sais pas. Où aller?
I won't end up another drunk arsehole littering the streets. Not me.
Ah, il y a des taches de sang ici. Qu'est-ce qui se passe là? Ah, c'est un refuge. Ah, ok, bah c'est bon alors. J'ai toujours pas compris ce que c'est. Bon, on va XP. On peut peut-être améliorer un truc. Ah oui, un truc contre la migraine, tiens. Merde, j'ai pas migraine. Attendez. Migraine, traitement pour la migraine. Mais je l'ai pas. fatigue. Je peux faire un truc pour la fatigue. Et un truc pour la bronchite. Attends. Alors. Fatigue, on va en faire un. Et un truc pour la bronchite. Mais j'ai rien pour la migraine. Ah, je peux améliorer. Alors, augmente les dégâts infligés de 10%. Ajoute 3 points d'impact, c'est quoi ça? Ok, parfait. Alors, on va un peu améliorer. Alors on avait dit quoi? L'endurance. Voilà. Encore une fois. Voilà. L'endurance c'est pas mal. Capacité sanguine. On va augmenter aussi. Et encore une fois. Voilà. Réserve de munitions, sacoche médicale. Augmente votre régénération de vie lorsque vous utilisez morsure. Non. Ah, par contre, ça augmente la quantité de dégâts infligés lorsque vous... Ah non, mais la quantité de dégâts, on s'en fout. Et je vais augmenter le sang, moi. Ah, voilà, c'est ça. On va augmenter celui-là. Plus de sang. On peut encore augmenter un truc. « 250, on peut faire celui-là. Ça nous soigne plus. Mais ça coûte trop cher, ça. Hein. 2000, ouais. Ça coûte... On a un ultime aussi, tiens. « 1000. » On va faire ça aussi, ça a l'air pas mal. 600... Ah merde, 600. Non. Ah mais non, tout coûte 600. Ouais, on va les confirmer. Ah mais attends, mais c'est quoi ça?
I have a few questions for you.
Another journalist? I didn't answer the first one, so piss off.
I'm not a journalist, I'm a doctor.
A doctor, you say? It's quite a rare breed in this part of town.
Really? But still, here I am. Dr. Jonathan Reed, at your service.
I'm Joe Peterson to some, but Colossus Joe to most. And I don't remember asking for your service, sir.
Have you heard of a nurse named Dorothy Crane? She's a colleague of mine, and is supposed to live around here.
Dorothy Crane? Yeah, I know her. One of the few good souls who dare to help the sick around here.
Could you please tell me more about her?
She's a nice girl. Tries to help the migrants. I offered to give her a hand, but she said my reputation would attract too much attention.
May I ask what you do around here?
I do whatever I want, and sometimes even more. Now sod off.
According to you, physicians are scarce in this part of town. Why is that?
Not familiar with this neighborhood, are you? I guess your fancy colleagues are too afraid of being stabbed in the back.
This part of town does have quite a reputation. Would you say it's justified?
Totally. Look at me, for instance. I always look my opponent in the eye before knocking him out.
Goodbye, Mr.
Je suis où là?
Welcome, sir. Please, take a browse of my wares.
I am Dr. Reed. I would like to ask you a few questions, if you don't mind.
Doctor? Interesting. I'm Barrett Lewis. Usually I don't have time to waste with talk, but at this hour of the night I can hardly refuse.
Have you heard of a nurse?
Nurse Crane? So the bitch really is a nurse, then? Always thought she was just some crafty foreigner, that one.
C'est simplement d'aider.
So she's trying to help her fellow immigrants. Why would that make her a villain?
Dorothy Crane ain't even a real name. Something like Dorothea Craniu. Something like that. Came to England fleeing the war, I was told.
That doesn't explain why she irritates you so much.
Your precious Nurse Crane gives away medical supplies and prescriptions for free. I offered to sell it for a fair cut, but no. Miss Crane wanted to play the quiet saint.
Ok.
As a merchant, you see Whitechapel every day. Have you noticed anything out of the ordinary recently?
Well, you mean besides the epidemic, the war, and all the usual crap? As long as I can remember, this part of town has been a bottomless pit, and no sign of the bottom yet.
Violence is increasing in the borough.
Yeah. A few nights ago, some blokes jumped me. Came out of one of the condemned workshops. Fever, madness, something like that.
Where did this happen? Why did you go there?
In the closed workshops nearby. I worked there as an apprentice in better days. Now I only go to find trinkets or tools. Too bad I was mugged, though. There was good money in that little box of loot I lost.
Have you been hurt?
No, but that's only because I ran like hell. Those men were raving lunatics, I tell you. Not even able to speak anymore, just screaming.
How is business around here?
Business? I had no business. Between this racket, theft, and customers getting scared, I'm losing money every day.
I see. Sounds like you blame someone in particular for your situation.
It's no secret Joe Peterson spends his time harassing merchants. But with me, he's trying to put me out of business once and for all.
Ok.
Right then.
C'est à quoi vendre? Ok, c'est que des conneries.
Don't be shy, handsome. What can Christina do for you?
I'm not looking for what you're selling. But I'd like to ask you a few questions, if I may. I'm a doctor. Dr. Reed.
All right then, but be quick. Though I usually get paid when I open my mouth.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? Anything you can tell me about her would be helpful.
I don't know her, but I know her name is Dorothea Crăciunescu. She came from Romania like me and many others.
You seem
Ah,
to
je savais que c'était écrit en roumain.
Dorothea helps the sick people of Whitechapel. Everyone should respect that.
Christina, have you been examined? The epidemic is spreading fast in London, and you could be exposed, or expose others.
I don't like doctors or hospitals, but I don't like you asking questions.
Considering your line of work, I assure you it is only a matter of time before you have health issues.
If it is going to happen, it will happen. Right now, I need money. That's what's important.
You can put your own life in danger, that's your decision. But what about your clients? If you're contaminated, you will put them in danger too.
And you think that would worry me? If you knew the men I deal with, their health would not be what you'd worry about.
Tell me about yourself.
Are you joking with me? People don't usually come to see me for conversation.
I have no interest in your work. I am, however, curious as to what led you into this career.
Short story. The war, exile, and England. This country is not especially welcoming. I've been refused many jobs because of where I am from. I had few options left.
I always thought I was the master of my own fate. But now I know we don't always have control over our lives. I don't judge you.
You know, this money is not only for me. I have good reasons to need this money quickly. But it is not your concern, Doctor.
Ok, bon allez, on a fini avec elle.
Goodbye, miss. Take care of yourself as best you can.
Ok. Alors il y a encore un gars là.
Forgive my interruption.
Do not apologize, my son. Father Tobias Whitaker is always happy to teach mortals about the incoming Armageddon.
I am Dr. Jonathan Reed, and I just have a few questions.
A scientist? You are much more lost than I thought, my son.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
I don't like the liberal ideas of nurses, but I especially abhor that Nurse Crane you mentioned.
Vous n'avez pas les
So you're
infirmières.
not exactly a fan of Florence Nightingale's work. But nurses are essential for modern healthcare.
Nuns should be the only women allowed to take care of male patients. It's obvious only they have the necessary moral fiber.
Why do you hate Nurse Crane more than other nurses?
Before coming to London, she was a member of the communist resistance in her country. That's what happens when you let a woman get involved in politics.
What do you mean when you say that I am more lost than you thought?
All scientists are entangled in a world of causes and consequences. And most of them can't see the plain truth.
Quite a judgmental opinion, if you ask me. But what do I know? Blinded by science as I am.
But you are seeking answers, aren't you? Answers about the Armageddon about to strike the city. Answers about the hidden truth.
Alors, on va être sympa, je vous écoute.
I suppose I can spare a few minutes listening to your so-called truth.
As a doctor, you must be aware of the decimating epidemic. But let me tell you that this so-called Spanish flu is just the beginning of the end.
What do you mean?
The beast is finally revealing itself, corrupting the flesh and the heart of men. With my own eyes I have seen them, Those minions from the abyss.
Really? And what would be your answer to this biblical threat?
We must fight the disease before this legion outnumbers us. But not with scalpels and microscopes. No.
What is left then?
Cleansing fire.
Okay.
Tell me, Tobias, what exactly is your plan concerning the cleansing of this city?
God will recognize his own. More than once this city has risen from the ashes, hardened and purified by the flames.
Oh là là.
Purification by fire has proved useful, but where do you stop? Burn the clothes? The buildings? The corpses? Worse?
Your lack of faith is predictable. But my task is to convince rational minds like yours to see the light. This is God's will.
You're mad and dangerous. You're nothing but a soulless butcher. A small-time Torquemada. The Savonarola of Whitechapel.
My son, if you think salvation is a free gift, go listen to the lies of that pompous fool, Joseph.
Joseph, a fool?
Vicar Larrabee of St. Mary's Church. While he continues preaching his fraudulent redemption, more and more people die in the streets.
Okay.
What do you mean when you say that I am more lost than you thought?
All scientists are entangled in a world of causes and consequences, and most of them can't see the plain truth.
Quite a judgmental opinion, if you ask me. But what do I know? Blinded by science as I am.
But you are seeking answers, aren't you? Answers about the Armageddon about to strike the city. Answers about the hidden truth.
I am. But the answers I seek are based on facts, not superstition. Have you any friends? Any family left in these terrible times?
No. But I have a disciple I see as my son. He is so devoted. I sent him to preach the good word in the heart of this corrupted city.
Where did you send him?
I sent Samuel to the Stonebridge Cemetery, where the pestilence and evil grows night after night.
You sent him on some preaching crusade during the epidemic.
As a true believer, Samuel will fear no evil while he walks through the valley of the shadow of death.
I have heard enough for tonight.
Ok. Je suis où là? Ok, là on est à l'église. Mais putain, mais comment je fais pour aller là, quoi? Je comprends pas. Ouais, bon, on va se casser. Ça sert à rien d'aller là. Oh putain. Attends, il y a des monstres. Merde. Oh merde, ils sont... Oh putain l'enfoiré. Ouais, allez, casse-toi.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I would like to ask you a few questions.
Please be my guest. Although I may not be the best informant regarding this part of town, my words speak about that which the eyes cannot see.
Really? Are you an artist of some kind?
I'm a poet, sir. Richard Nethercott, at your service.
Are you aware that your life could be in danger in this part of town?
But this is where I must be to feel the real beat of the city. I had to come, see it for myself, alone.
I understand your need for solitude, but it's not safe around here.
I don't care. I don't have many friends, Doctor, and my family despises me.
If some misfortune came upon you, who would be here to help you?
Well, you for a start, my dear Doctor.
May I ask what you're doing at this hour of night, sir? Do you live here?
Not at all. I'm just enjoying the pleasure of a quiet walk. Though night talks are always preferable, if you ask me. Especially with strangers.
But are you not afraid of the epidemic?
Oh, why should I? I see some equity in the Spanish flu. No flesh should be saved, say the scriptures. Good or evil, rich or poor, all are equal in the eyes of the flu.
If you say so. But as a physician in a time of epidemic, I must caution you to avoid unnecessary exposure, sir.
Thank you, Doctor. But we both know the seeker of truth has to go boldly where the weak dare not.
What are your thoughts on the terrible situation in this city?
Terrible, you say? No. Of course, the death of so many innocents is a tragedy. But the scourge has not been all bad for the city. Oh, no, sir.
What are you talking about?
Do you remember London before the flu? Noisy, cacophonic, quiet nowhere to be found. And now, listen to this oddly peaceful silence.
My mother loved poetry. Perhaps your words would have touched her sensitive nature. I only see a dreadful disease.
Most people fail to understand my perspective. I don't blame them. But how could I call myself a poet if I veiled my feelings?
Tell me, Mr. Nethercott, why seek inspiration in Whitechapel?
The place is not beautiful per se, but how to explain it? Stirring and challenging.
Do you not think it a little morbid?
On the contrary, sir. Whitechapel is full of life, full of beauty. Just like my dear muse, the wonderful Camellia.
What can you tell me about Camellia?
Not much. And that's the beauty of it. She can't speak, you know. She's a locked mystery who exhales kindness and sweetness.
Ok. Sur elle.
Perhaps you're just afraid to find out the truth about your muse.
One day, perhaps, I'll ask her to come with me. But will she still be my wild flower of Whitechapel if she moves uptown?
And have you ever tried to learn more about her? Where she lives? How she survives? Whom she may know?
Maybe I prefer she remains an enigma. Reality can be so dull, don't you think?
Okay.
In what way, exactly?
The struggle by gaslight, the barren smiles and the arid hunger under the rain.
If you say so.
Such vibrant antagonism and vivid paradox. The stripped humanity raged across each street.
Vivid, of course, yes. And what about the poignant distress?
Oh yes, the poignant distress. You see what I mean, don't you? That's what I want to write about, and that's what Whitechapel is made of.
I'll leave you alone.
Bizarre ce mec. Je peux pas prendre ça? Ah non. Ok. Ah bah elle est là, Camélia.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed. I'd like to ask you a few questions. I know what you're thinking. A tall stranger who meets a girl in the street at night. It reeks of the penny dreadfuls. But I mean you no harm, truly. I know you understand what I'm saying. Your silence has nothing to do with you being mute, does it?
Ok, bon, moi ça va être court avec elle.
Melia, I know you work for Dorothy Crane. Please tell me about her secret dispensary. A stubborn and mute comrade. Nurse Crane and Darius Petrescu have been clever. Tell me about Richard Nethercott. I understand he is quite fond of you, Camellia.
Bon, bah, c'était très rapide. Est-ce que je peux rentrer dans l'église ? Pourquoi je peux monter là-haut? Ça sert à quoi? À quoi ça sert que je monte là-haut? Des fois il y a des trucs vraiment je comprends pas hein. Oh putain. Eh mais il y a tellement de PNJ, c'est abusé.
Excuse me, sir. Are you familiar with this part of town? Name's Clayton Darby, reporter.
Sorry, I'm new to Whitechapel. But perhaps you could help me since you're a journalist. My name is Jonathan Reed.
Dr. Reed, the famous surgeon. I'll gladly help if I'm able, sir.
Oula.
What is a journalist doing in this borough after sunset?
He goes where none of his colleagues would dare to go, to inform the country.
Okay.
So you risk your life to reveal the truth. I saw many reporters do the same during the war.
Whitechapel is the crucible of so many untold stories and tragedies. I want people to know them.
That's quite honorable of you. But is the public interested?
Not at all, sir. And that's why I'm an independent journalist, hoping to sell some stories.
Why are the newspapers keeping silent about the Spanish influenza? It's as though none of you care.
There's a war going on. People shouldn't be demoralized by news of deadly diseases.
I served in France. Our top priority must be to put an end to this butchery. This war must stop now.
Sir, streets are a battlefield too. An invisible and untold war is going on, and it must be stopped.
Have you any idea of the danger you face in these streets at night?
I've had to run and hide more than once from frenzied mobs incensed by the fever. Do you think the flu is really responsible for this, Doctor?
That science is unable to explain the facts doesn't mean there is no rational explanation.
I confess, I share your point of view, Doctor.
Christina Popper claims she sells her body because she can't find any other work. Do you believe her?
Of course I do. Her story is exactly what I want my readers to understand. We live in an intolerant and divided nation.
Do you think things will ever change, Mr. Darby?
I believe the situation can only improve. And now that women can vote, I'm convinced things will change.
Ok.
Goodbye, Mr. Darby.
Eh ben. Il y a des dialogues hein, dans ce jeu, il faut aimer parler. Hein. C'est qui elle? Ah oui, mais c'est Christina. Je peux lui donner un truc de fatigue. Vas-y, je vais lui donner.
Good evening, Christina.
Bah non.
Change your mind, Mr. Reed?
Do you
No.
know you seem...
Dorothy.
Clayton Darby claims he will expose the crisis in Whitechapel to all of London. Do you believe him?
I believe Clayton's courage will erode with time, until he finally leaves Whitechapel to start another fight somewhere else.
Are you talking from experience?
I've seen your type come here to get a good fuck in a cheap room or a dark alley before going back to their fancy houses in the West End.
Why this skepticism?
How can you speak about starvation if you've never been hungry? Or about poverty? Or anything else you have never suffered from?
Goodbye, miss.
Ok.
You again?
How did you become the local
On va peut-être buter lui là.
afraid of, Joe?
There's no pride in roughing up poor bastards. But this is the only job I've found. And it pays well too.
A job? So you're racketeering for someone else?
I got enlisted by the Wet Boot Boys, a gang from the docks. I'm their muscle for their dirty work.
You are a criminal who endorses criminal activity. The least you could do is stop hiding behind this pretense.
I don't care what you think, sir. I do what I have to do for my own reasons, and that's that.
I'm not sure Mr. Lewis would agree with your by all means necessary philosophy, sir.
Oh, do you really think he's the poor victim here? Barrett can be as sneaky as anyone. Long ago, I even called the bastard my best friend.
Goodbye, Mr.
Fancy buying something, sir?
You never lose... Joe Peterson. He's the villain here, isn't he? But you seem to know each other.
I'd known Joe for years. I saw him box once or twice. He was a friend then. And these days, he's just another thug.
What can you tell me about Mr. Peterson? Besides his behavior toward you, obviously.
Colossus Joe was a decent boxer, good one even. But after his wife passed away, he found every excuse to stop training. Just wanted to pick fights with everyone.
Without making excuses for him, it's safe to say that despair can poison even the sanest mind.
We've all had some rough times, ain't we? But most of us don't use our fists to see us through.
And no one has ever stood up to this thug.
Nobody would be fool enough to stand against a wet boot boy.
Ok.
Goodbye for now.
Là, il y a encore. Ah bah il est là, Joe Peterson.
You again?
Ah non, merde, c'est lui.
Goodbye, Mr.
Ah non, non, attends.
You again?
Ah. Ok.
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson.
Attends.
You again?
Il est 3, lui. « 2400, ouais, je pense que lui, on va le buter. Hein. On va juste trouver les deux autres indices pour avoir un maximum d'XP.
Goodbye, Mr. There's nobody here. I will return later. It's locked.
Putain. Je sais pas où aller, c'est un truc de ouf. Je sais pas quoi faire là.
long as you have the money.
Faut peut-être aller là-haut. Putain, mais qu'est-ce qu'il faut faire là? Putain de merde. Bon bah, je sais pas du tout quoi faire. Hein. Surtout qu'on peut pas ouvrir la porte. Mais... je veux bien l'observer, mais comment je suis?
There's no one in. No one's there.
Impossible d'entrer, mais bordel de merde! Et là, j'ai pas la clé. Et mais c'est un truc de ouf là! Et comment je fais pour changer de quête? Au pire, on peut faire une autre quête. Mais j'arrive pas à changer ma quête. Je suis sûr qu'il y a un bug.
I cannot enter.
Mais il réapparaît lui. Bon, on va aller sur internet, on va voir. Alors, Vampyr, Darius, voilà. Alors, qu'est-ce qu'ils disent? Trouver et interroger Darius. Putain, mais c'est quoi ces pubs de merde là? Faire la porte, rôti. Activer vos sens vampiriques immédiatement pour faire apparaître un œil gris au-dessus de la tête de oui. Faites le tour par la gauche jusqu'à avoir vu sur la cour derrière sa maison. Vous pouvez alors espionner une conversation. Mais... What? Ah mais il y a un bug. C'est bien ça. C'est bien ce que je pensais. Putain, il y a un bug quoi. Il y a un putain de bug. Ça veut dire que là, on devrait pouvoir l'espionner. Mais moi je peux pas là. Il y a un putain de bug. Bah on va quitter, on va redémarrer, on va voir si ça... si ça remarche, hein, sinon, bah je sais pas quoi faire. Mais oui, c'est bien ce qui me semblait. Il y a un putain de bug. Bon, j'espère que ça a réglé le problème. Et non, putain, mais c'est quoi cette merde? Bon, j'ai complètement redémarré le jeu. Ok, et on va redémarrer. Et sinon, bah je sais pas quoi faire, hein. Sinon tant pis. Ok, je viens de lire. Apparemment c'est un bug assez connu. Mais c'est vrai que c'est relou ça. Putain, on aurait pu... Enfin, de toute façon, si là, j'arrive pas à me débrouiller, on arrête le let's play. Hein. Tant pis. J'ai pas envie de tout recommencer là. J'ai vraiment pas envie de tout recommencer. Alors là, clairement pas. Hein. Putain.
You know the game, you pay for peace of mind.
Voilà. Et apparemment, il faut se décaler tout à droite, s'ils ont dit. Ou bien, au bout d'un moment, l'interaction peut se déclencher. Du coup, on va... Ah, voilà. Oh, putain. Oh, mais quelle saloperie. Mais c'est quoi, ça? La vache. Putain, heureusement, hein. Là, j'aurais tout arrêté, hein. La let's play, j'aurais fini.
Strange
J'aurais arrêté.
man was at the door with a pass for our medical facility. I refused him entry.
Darius, how could you know he didn't need our help?
His clothes were too finely tailored to be for Whitechapel.
Perhaps just a friend of that stray poet who is always about.
Richard Nethercott? No, not of the same cloth, this man. I suspect some machination from that journalist.
Clayton Darby. Is he still asking questions?
Yes. I saw him drifting around St. Mary's Church. I swear he is tracking me just downwind.
Putain, mais quelle saloperie, quoi.
I must talk to that journalist or the poet.
Trouvez le
They
citoyen.
must know about Darius. Nearby the church they just mentioned.
Bon, on l'a déjà vu, Clayton. Il est là.
Good evening, Doctor. Can I help you?
I heard you're investigating an underground medical dispensary in Whitechapel. What do you know about it?
Not much, I'm afraid. They are wary of strangers, and I'm not really an acquaintance of theirs. Why do you care?
I'm afraid one of the nurses from the Pembroke Hospital may be involved with unsavory activities.
Ah, could it be Dorothy Crane?
Without a doubt, you are a damn fine journalist, Mr. Darby. What do you know of her accomplice, a man named Darius?
I don't know much about the man. He's very cautious, never goes out, doesn't seem to have any friends or family.
He has no relatives at all?
No, except for that strange man, a poet named Richard Nethercott, who sometimes comes by. Darius would never let him in.
Where can I find this Mr. Nethercott?
He spends most of his time lurking around Whitechapel, talking to himself or declaring verses. These days, you can usually find him behind the church.
Okay.
He never goes...
No. A few days ago, Really? He went to the nearest mailbox, but just before posting his letter, he ripped it up and threw it away.
Okay.
Goodbye, Mr. Darby.
Ok. On va déjà voir lui. Bon, il est où? C'est quoi ça?
Good evening, Mr. Nethercott.
And good evening to you too, my good sir. Can I be of any help?
You don't really make a living from your scribblings, do you, Richard?
No, sir, I don't. I work so hard. I put all my time, my energy, my devotion into the precise carving of words.
Still, you don't seem to suffer from poverty.
With thanks to my parents, actually. I'm afraid I would not be able to live on my own without their help.
You seem embarrassed.
Someday I hope to proudly offer my first publication to my parents. Until that day, I'll remain the failure of a son they have to support.
Did you know the mute florist is a member of a secret society?
No, I didn't. But I thank you for this information, sir. For it only enriches the mystery surrounding the precious camellia.
Are you not curious? Is there not more you wish to know?
That girl has not an ounce of malice in her. Whatever she may be hiding, it's certain to be for the benefit of most, if not all.
I fear you are a hopeless romantic, Mr. Nethercott.
Guilty as charged, Dr. Reed.
Ok.
May I ask you a few questions about the district?
Extraordinary part of town, is it not? I'll be glad to help you, if I can.
I'm looking for Dorothy Crane, a nurse who lives in this vicinity.
Dorothy Crane. Oh, I love the name. The Crane of Whitechapel. Sounds very mysterious. But, sorry, no, never heard of her.
What can you tell me about an old man called Darius?
Darius Petrescu? Yes, I know him. At first, I thought he was only a small publisher. I invited him to publish my work, but his reaction was pretty clear.
Not interested in your talent?
Darius is an old political activist who takes delight in printing tracts and lampoons. Those communist activities only require mediocre writing skills.
Ok.
I'll leave you alone, sir.
Allez, mais en cherchant cette boîte aux lettres. Attends, on va une fois reparler à elle.
Hello again. I know.
Ok, elle a vraiment rien. Hein. Elle a vraiment rien, elle. Trouver la boîte aux lettres. Ça doit être ça. C'est peut-être pour ça qu'on peut... Non.
It's locked, all right.
Trouver le citerne de Vampyr, trouver la boîte aux lettres et le courrier abandonné. Et le courrier abandonné. Ok, c'est quelque part par là. Hein. Il doit y avoir un truc ici. Pourquoi on peut se TP là? L'histoire de Whitechapel. Putain, mais elle est où cette putain de lettre là? Ah, peut-être c'est les pots de fleurs, on va voir. Non.
Hello again, miss. Very well.
Putain. Ah, hop la vache. Alors, mes chers enfants bien-aimés, je m'en veux tellement de ne pas vous avoir donné de mes nouvelles durant ces derniers mois. La situation ici à Londres a été des plus difficiles. Je sais que cela peut paraître égoïste de ma part et même absurde à l'heure où vous, mes enfants, vivez toujours dans un pays consumé par la guerre, mais une guerre fait aussi rage ici, même en Angleterre. Une guerre contre la pauvreté et contre l'injustice. C'est une guerre que je compte mener malgré mon âge avancé. C'est pour cette raison que je vous écris aujourd'hui. Je ne reviendrai pas en Roumanie. Cela veut sans doute dire que je ne vous reverrai pas avant de mourir. Ne soyez pas tristes, mes chéris, vous êtes des adultes maintenant et vous avez vos propres enfants sur qui veiller. Vous savez à quel sacrifice nous devons parfois consentir pour rendre le monde meilleur. Je dois me résoudre à celui-ci pour pouvoir me sentir utile une dernière fois. Je vous souhaite une longue et heureuse vie. Embrassez mes petits-enfants de ma part. Souvenez-vous que votre père vous aime, même depuis ce lointain et froid pays.
The content of Darius' letter to his children could give me more leverage to enter. Darius is a bit less of a mystery now. It should not be that difficult to incite him to let me in.
Ok.
Pay me a glass and I'll be gentle. Pay me a
Come on, Barrett, you know the game. You pay for peace of mind.
Ok, c'est parti.
Mr. Petrescu, just 1 minute, please.
You again? Go away.
Niveau de charme 2 requis, mais comment on fait pour avoir un charme 2?
Sir, wait. Stop this nonsense. I know Nurse Crane is here. Shall we speak man to man, you and I?
All right. Speak up.
Don't you see we're on the same side? We fight to help the poor, sick, and abandoned.
I'm nothing like you, Mr. Doctor.
Yes, you are. You too believe in providing medical care without charge. You know what we have to sacrifice to make the world a better place.
I have to admit your words have conviction. All right, I'll let you see Dorothea. Don't make me regret this, though.
Eh ben.
If you want to talk to Dorothea, you must go across the courtyard and take the stairs.
We've not been formally introduced. May I ask you?
I am Darius Petrescu. I'm here to...
So Dorothy's real name is not Crane?
Like myself and many people in this area. Dorothea is from occupied Romania. That's all you need to know.
She seems important to the community.
More than you can imagine. The West End does not want to hear of Whitechapel's misery. Dorothea is one of the few doing something about it.
Okay.
Did you refuse to publish Richard Nethercott's previous works, Darius?
Yes. His manuscript is as pompous as he is starched. Now there's a man who loves the sound of his own voice.
You could have told him so.
As a great writer recently said, politeness is the most acceptable hypocrisy.
Tell me everything you know about Camellia, the mute florist.
I do not believe in the afterlife, Doctor, but I'm almost convinced Camellia is an angel. She volunteered to give out our medical leaflets.
Are you not worried for her safety?
She is as brave as she is tough, and clever too. If only I had met her when I was younger.
Are you in love with Camellia, Mr. Petrescu?
Don't be stupid. If I had met her when I was younger, we could have won our revolution.
Who is she, really? Do you know where she's from?
She's not from around here, that's all we know. Camellia is not even her name. It's her favorite flower.
You say she has no close family?
Well, there's that awful poet who constantly follows her around like a lost puppy. A good man for sure, but a very poor writer.
Tell me everything you know about Camellia, the mute florist.
I do not believe in the afterlife.
Ah merde, elle me l'a déjà dit, ok. Je sais pas pourquoi c'est toujours... ça va pas cocher. Question personnelle... Attends.
Do you have any family left, Mr. Petrescu? Children or grandchildren?
Who knows? I have abandoned my people for so long, they might as well be dead. As dead as I am for them, I suppose.
Don't be embarrassed, sir. If you must know, my own father disappeared many years ago, and I forgave him.
It's quite awkward to talk about our families like this, but thank you, Dr. Reed. I appreciate your trust.
This war won't last forever. Did you ever think of returning to your country now it's free?
No. I have taught strength and determination to my sons and daughters. I'm an old, dying man who only has memories of better times to cherish.
I know you fought for your country when it was occupied, Darius. Tell me more about it.
I know my days are numbered, and I know I won't see my homeland again. But I fought for Romania all my life, and I will until my last breath.
But Romania escaped the grasp of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. It's a free country again.
But it's not the country I fought for. My homeland is not appeased, Doctor. And I still see a dark future ahead for my people.
How did you meet Nurse Crane, Darius? Why does she trust you?
I'm her oldest friend in England. Dorothea and I share many ideas about this country and about the country we left.
You mean occupied Romania, don't you? Even if not directly, I fought against your enemies.
Really? Then perhaps you have more in common with Dorothea than meets the eye, Dr. Reed.
Ok, bah je pense qu'on a tout vu. Ouais.
Goodbye, Mr. Petrescu.
Je vais un peu le dépouiller. Merde.
It's locked.
Alors. Ah voilà, on a déverrouillé la porte, c'est parfait. Et c'est tout. Ah, là aussi. Voilà, nickel. Ah, ok. Voyez, elle a beaucoup de choses.
I need help. He's going into convulsions, Doctor.
Ok.
What do we have here, nurse?
Patient Raz Van Vasily. High fever running on 3 days. Complaints of dizziness, muscle aches, and head pain. Diagnosed with influenza.
Treatment?
Aspirin and salicin for the fever and discomfort. Liquids for dehydration, but he's having trouble keeping even water down.
Thank you, nurse. Anything else I should know?
He did lose consciousness this morning, but he's never had convulsions like these.
He's not convulsing, he's choking. He's not getting any air. Scalpel! Hand me that scalpel!
What can I do, Doctor?
It's too dangerous to operate with these convulsions. Sedative, nurse. Do we have any anesthetics?
I'm sorry, Doctor. None at all.
I need to perform a tracheostomy. Short pipe. That rubber tube will do. We're going to cut a passage for air through the neck.
Yes, Doctor. He's breathing again, but he's coughing up blood.
Internal hemorrhaging. I need to make another incision into the chest cavity to drain the fluids from the lung. Prepare another tube.
A thoracostomy. Doctor, we've nothing to fight the infection. We need an aseptic environment.
Right then, Nurse Crane. What do you suggest we do?
I've no idea. I'm not the doctor.
Time is of the essence. We need to perform a thoracic drain.
Yes, Doctor. He's still bleeding, Doctor. I'm losing his pulse.
The drain must have punctured the intercostal artery. There's too much blood.
Are you all right, Doctor?
I can't see. I must first suture the artery. Find the wound. The source of the blood.
Needle and thread, Doctor.
Good. The stitches are holding. How's he doing?
We're losing him. We've lost his pulse. He's dying, Doctor.
A dose of epinephrine, now.
Yes, Doctor.
Ah, j'aurais dû la dire de se barrer, comme ça je l'aurais mordu.
We've lost the pulse. He's gone, Doctor.
Nurse, we did everything we could.
Truly? Everything you could. Is that how you'll report this in your log? Is this how the war went? Piling up one poor corpse beside the next?
This was not an influenza-induced seizure. I've never seen symptoms like these on the continent.
Neither have I. But the previous symptoms leading up to this attack were the same, indistinguishable from the epidemic.
No. There was something more vile in these reactions. Something primitive.
There have been numerous reports of mental breakdowns caused by the fever that accompanies the flu itself, Doctor.
Yes, but I'd best take some samples of the blood for analysis.
To test my bedside manners.
It's locked, all right. It's locked.
I owe this courtesy.
Effronté Dorothy Crane.
I suspect it was more than intuition alone that led you to us. So, how might I be of service, Dr. Reed?
Your heart might be in the right place, but you can't carry on with this blackmail. For God's sake, Dorothy, it's extortion. It's a serious crime.
Doctor, you think your warnings scare me? I've stolen and plied, blackmailed and lied, but what else am I to do? I'm all these people have.
Alors.
Dr. Swansea is a sensible and honest man. He wouldn't have refused your friend's care at Pembroke.
It's easy for you to say, Doctor. These people cannot go to the police, nor to the hospital. They don't even speak English. They depend on me for everything.
So, the end justifies the means. Is that your defense?
I know you're kind, Doctor. Just another fine-heeled, silver-spooned gentleman who was given the world on a platter. You know nothing of poverty. Nothing of the shame, the hunger, the loneliness.
But why Lady Ashbury? Why her, of all people?
She's pristine and proper, all right. But that she-wolf in sheep's clothing murders the poor for sport.
Ah bon?
I have her where she belongs, and I'll milk her for all she's got.
You've convinced me of the sincerity of your actions and their noble justifications. But all the same, blackmail is a crime, and it will stop, Nurse Crane.
So, are you going to turn me over to the authorities?
Ah, épargnez, fermez les yeux, mais vous démissionnez. Charmez, vous allez oublier toute cette histoire. Étreindre, je vais en finir une bonne fois pour toutes. C'est important là. Il n'y a aucun des trucs. Moi je veux juste fermer les yeux et qu'elle reste quoi. Pourquoi démissionner? Bon, on va charmer. Vous avez oublié toute cette histoire.
Listen very carefully, Dorothy. You will erase from your memory everything you pretend to know about Lady Ashbury and Pembroke Hospital.
Let that rich bitch off the hook over my dead
Nurse
body.
Crane, enough. Listen as if your life depended on every word. I know you've a generous heart who gives freely to those in need, but you shall walk away from the shadier streets of your business.
I will never abandon...
Dorothy, the discussion has come to a close. Your clandestine activities in the Resistance are over. Let it go.
I'll let it go. Yes.
Ah merde, mais c'est pas du tout ce que je voulais.
Gone.
Ah merde. Niveau de charme. Ok, on va retourner à la... On peut pas se TP. Oh putain. Qu'est-ce qui se passe? Oh.
This one stinks already. See them fancy clothes? This one's at top. He's done for.
Ok.
This one. What is that? This one. Watch out for them teeth.
Ok.
You'll pay for that! It's on him! It's on him! He's dead! Christ!
Parfait. Voilà, nickel. m'ont dit qu'on allait tuer... On va tuer l'autre là. Lui là. La petite frappe.
You again.
Ok. En bonne santé, niveau 3. 2400, vas-y, on va le tuer. Ah, il me manque un gars. Il y a un gars que j'ai pas encore découvert. Ah, même plusieurs.
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson.
Attends, est-ce que je peux voir là? Il manque qui là? Merde, non. Ah, elle donne énormément d'XP quoi.
Hello again, miss. Very well.
5000 d'XP elle donne. C'est vrai que c'est tentant. Ouais, on se casse. Tant pis. Je ne trouverai pas les autres. Ah et tiens, et le prêtre il donne combien? 3500, c'est pas mal. Est-ce que je peux en avoir plus?
What do you mean?
Ah merde.
Well, what Good evening, Mr.
It's fun.
I have heard enough.
Bon bref, on verra ça plus tard.
I'm cheap and I'm clean.
Oh putain, il y a un gros là. Allez là, il me faut de l'XP. Il me faut juste 15 XP.
Human blood. Whoever left these marks did so deliberately.
Ah.
Kill it, boy!
Ah ok. poison, le poison. Mais... Ah. Putain, l'enfoiré. Où est-ce qu'il est ici? Ah oui, c'est lui. Ah mais il est pas mort. Putain. Eh ben. Ah cool. 2500. À quoi ça sert de venir là, putain. Qu'est-ce qui m'a dit que c'est pas du tout par là? Ah, c'est par là, ouais. Donc, je peux mâcher une grosse compétence là. Ah mais merde. Ah mais non. Putain mais quel con. Ah voilà, c'est là. Voilà, parfait. Ah bah je peux me TP là. Bah mais le problème c'est qu'elle est en bas. Bon, au moins on a fini cette histoire. Bah elle est pas là. Ah si. Ah.
I would ask you to avert your eyes, sir. Or did you not know it was rude to stare?
I knew it.
Speak up, Dr. Reed. I like a man who speaks his mind.
Il vous faisait confiance. En fin de compte, vous êtes une meurtrière. Il vous faisait confiance.
You killed him. He trusted you. And you killed him.
Spare me your sarcasm, Jonathan. You are but newly born in this world.
Les accusations étaient donc fondées.
So in the end,
The accusation was true, wasn't it?
The situation is somewhat awkward nonetheless. I have not been observed sustaining myself for many decades. I have to say I'm a trifle embarrassed.
Anyway, I have concluded my inquiries concerning your blackmailer.
I see. Please excuse my agitated state. Under normal circumstances, I wouldn't let anyone see me in this condition.
The case is closed, your ladyship. The person who took advantage of you has, shall we say, seen the error of her ways.
So who was it?
My lady, the blackmailer was dealt with using the utmost discretion. The culprit's identity is of no relevance.
Thank you, Jonathan. That is exactly what I needed from you. You have proven your loyalty, so, as a friend, please accept this small token of my appreciation.
Thank you, my lady.
Ouais, bon.
If you have an inclination to learn more about vampires or your current situation, I will be glad to aid you in your quest for knowledge.
Ok. À propos de moi. Pourquoi m'a-t-on laissé?
I don't understand. Why was I
Bon, on va finir cette quête et on va s'arrêter là.
That is a question only the one who made you can answer. It's not normal practice. I doubt even if you find him, he will answer you, considering how cruelly he treated you.
So me being a vampire could have been a mistake.
I very much doubt it, Jonathan. Contrary to the legends, it is not as simple to make another vampire by just biting someone.
I'd like to avoid creating another vampire by mistake anyway. Tell me, how is it done?
The process is dangerous. It could even kill your potential progeny. If you did decide to sire an offspring, they must drink of your blood, Jonathan.
I've been hearing a voice talking in my head. Is this some kind of insanity? It feels like the voice of the vampire that created me.
Hush. Tell no one this. It would be unwise to talk of such things amongst British immortals. Speak no more of your maker.
Êtes-vous ma créatrice?
Excuse my forwardness, but are you my maker?
Me? Goodness, no. Only a foolish immortal would create a progeny without taking precaution, and I'm no fool.
How could this cause offense?
Only the powerful immortals can mentally call to their progeny. No vampire or hunter will sleep easy, knowing that an unidentified elder is stalking the streets of London.
A vampire? Is that what I am? What we are?
Such a crude word, defined by penny dreadfuls and drunken hacks. No. You are now an Ekon, and that you shall remain.
Un Ekon?
Are you an Ekon too?
Yes, I am. We are the closest thing to what man refers to as vampires. Forget what you think you know about us.
So we are Ekons. How can I identify us amongst other vampires?
How to put it? All Ekon are vampires. But all vampires are not Ekon. We are but a branch of the immortal tree.
Why did you save me in the canning factory?
I could hardly stand by and watch such a promising young blood as yourself be torn to shreds by some gutter scowl.
William Bishop wasn't the vampire that created me then?
No, Jonathan. Whatever their strength and demeanor, Scowls are the progeny of careless vampires. It cannot be the other way round.
What type of vampire is a Scowl?
Not a true vampire. The deformed offspring of lesser vampires. It is a shame these creatures run wild, slaves to their baser instincts.
Why does Dr. Swansea allow you to feed on the patients of the hospital?
Dr. Swansea is a good and compassionate man. He is trying to find a solution for our hunger. Until that happens, he is clever enough to understand that I only feed upon the dying.
What do you know about this Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole?
The Brotherhood is well known amongst London vampire society. As long as our kind is discreet, and as long as they do not interfere, we have come to a mutual understanding.
And no one suspected you of the murders?
As you well know, suspicion has recently fallen on me of killing for pleasure. But you have my word, Jonathan. I take no pleasure in taking a life.
I know this is beyond the pale, but may I inquire your age?
Really? And I thought you were gentlemen. If you must know, I'm 27. I've been 27 for a long time now, and 27 I shall remain.
Very well, but I believe there is more to this than you are saying.
A lady has to have some secrets.
And who bestowed upon you this eternal youth?
My maker. He left this isle a long time ago.
Ok.
When I awoke, changed, I was chased and attacked by vampire hunters. Prepared and well-trained.
Though I can't be certain, more than likely it was the once glorious Guard of Priwen.
Once glorious, but still dangerous.
They have seen better days, but all fanatics are dangerous. You would be wise to stay clear. They are sworn to destroy our kind.
You make them sound like some sort of cult.
More a society, and like all the best ones, a secret society. I thought them almost gone, but it seemed they have been recruiting.
I've been away from London and England for 3 years. This isn't the city I remember.
Things have gone from bad to worse here, Jonathan. I've lived in this city for a long time, and I've never seen it like this.
The Spanish flu has hit London that bad.
Yes, but it's not just that. I've heard things. Things I've not heard for a very, very long time. There are whispers in the shadows. Something far worse than the Spanish flu is here in the city.
What is it you fear?
Fear has long since flown this form. But there is something malevolent circling us. I feel fear is merely waiting in the wings.
Are there many vampires here in London?
Immortals are of a rare breed, and we often tend to hide. But you may occasionally meet some of us at night.
Do you know any of them? Have you an idea of the identity of the vampire who attacked me?
You mean your maker? No, Jonathan, I have no clue. But I fear he or she is as careless as cruel. To let you discover your new condition by yourself.
What do you mean?
Every now and then, you may discover an immortal in the deep of the night. But we are a rare and reclusive breed. Our progeny is almost never accidental.
Will they all be as affable as you, my lady?
I do not see why not. But remember, even the shark smiles before he bites.
That sounds like a lesson from experience.
Vampire politics are as intricate and sometimes tedious as a game of chess in a gentleman's club. I've learned from experience it is best to decline to play.
Ok, bah je pense que là on a tout vu.
I bid you farewell. For now, my lady. I must quickly analyze the blood I took from Nurse Crane's patient.
Ouais. Ok, on va analyser le sang. Elle me donne combien, elle? 1250, c'est vraiment pas grand chose, hein. Ouais, c'est vraiment pas grand chose, putain.
Good evening, Miss Howard.
Non! Je voulais pas, je voulais pas, je voulais pas.
again.
Good evening, Miss Howcroft.
I need blood.
Ah, je vais voir ça. Ok, de 2, bilan de santé. Putain, il me manque un truc, mais je sais pas.
I'll leave you.
Bon, bref.
Not now.
Not now. 2600, c'est pas mal ça. On pourra augmenter une grosse compétence. Pas une compétence offensive, c'est pas mal. On va d'abord analyser le sang. Alors. Je suis pas un processeur de recycler. Mais bon, je le fais. Ok. Analyser. Ouais, ok. Ok, mais...
Razvan Vasily was infected by Spanish flu, but also has the highly unstable blood of the Skulls. Is the London vampire epidemic transmitted through the flu? I should talk to Dr. Swansea about it.
Ok. Chapitre 3. Ok, bon, on va s'arrêter là. On va juste XP. Alors, on peut, je pense, la griffe, on va augmenter. 265. Ouais. 2000. Allez, c'est parti. Bim. Déverrouiller. On fait plus de dégâts. Maintenant, on peut augmenter soit ça. Ou soit ça. Niveau 12. Hein. Vous coupez la chair de votre proie. Si profondément, vous gagnez désormais du sang à chaque portée. Ah, ça c'est pas mal ça. Vous avez appris à utiliser la force de vos griffes et infliger désormais un effet d'étourdissement à votre proie. C'est aussi très bien ça. On va plutôt prendre l'étourdissement, je pense. Et l'ulti. 1000. Créez un tourbillon de ténèbres au pied de vos cibles, les ombres prennent vie. On se retrouve la nuit dans la zone et lui inflige sur les dégâts. Vous concentrez votre puissance pour faire bouillir le sang. Ah, c'est pas mal ça aussi. Bon, je peux encore faire un truc. Morsure, des dégâts. Je sais pas. Je sentais. On peut augmenter notre santé, mais bon, ça devrait aller. Un juge d'endurance. Oh, plutôt ça. Voilà, niveau 12. Ok, bon, confirmé. Et on va s'arrêter là. Ah. En cas de disparition inexpliquée augmente depuis plusieurs semaines. C'est quoi ça? Il y a des personnes qui sont disparues. Marchand. Ah, mes choix ont fait qu'il y a eu des disparitions. Ok. Ok. Disparu. Ah, elle a disparu. Oh, il donne vraiment rien. Bon, ok. J'ai bien envie de la buter elle, mais j'arrive pas à trouver les autres trucs. Les autres indices sur elle. Bon, bref. Juste lui parler et on s'arrêtera là.
Good evening, Mr.
Evening.
Ok, lui il a plus rien.
Goodbye for now.
Disgust on every street corner.
Good evening, Miss Hart.
Daily routine.
Et elle non plus, hein, on peut rien lui dire, hein, il manque.
I'll leave you.
Un indice.
I could be sick again. Feel my blood boil with the fever.
Simpletons, these nurses. Bred with no respect.
On va voir un peu elle. On peut pas lui parler à elle.
Someone's poached my blanket.
Ah non, on peut pas.
Oh, the cold will be
Ok.
my death.
Bon bah.
Disgust on every street corner.
On va s'arrêter là.
I'm quite busy.
Thank you for your time.
Ouais, on va s'arrêter là.
A year?
Good evening.
And good evening.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
You all...
Good evening, Miss.
Good evening.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick.
Allez, on s'arrête
I'll
là.
see you later.
You always knew the words to calm the child.
Hop, retour au menu principal. Voilà, bon. On a un peu galéré au début à cause d'un bug, mais bon, ça fait rien. Du coup, eh bien, merci de m'avoir regardé. Du coup, je vous donne rendez-vous demain pour la suite de Vampyr. Allez, bonne soirée à tous et à demain. Ciao, ciao.